Hi everyone, my name is Philip Seibel and I'm crazy about green screen, and I'm also a prolific songwriter and musician. This is my studio, so you can see everything live here in real time. Over here we have a 600 watt LED grow lamp that I use exclusively for getting the sunlight onto the green screen, which is what you see here. It's a very natural, very warm light. And over here is my trashy drum set that I put together with some piezo pickups and an old Roland module so that I can play electronic drums. Everything is super quiet. And as you can see, this is all like cheap stuff from Temu. The meshes here, they're from Holland, from a drum shop. How do I light my green screen? Well, here we go. Very simple construction lamps. These are LEDs, of course, otherwise it would get way too hot in here, and also it would probably catch fire with all this flammable stuff. We are in an attic. It's made entirely of wood. And I have some very simple, well, you can see down there I cut up an umbrella for photography, and I just basically clamp that onto my construction lamps. And the reason why I do that is because you can see exactly, if I go in closer, the frequency of the light is not the same as the shutter speed in a lot of these cameras, so you need a certain amount of distance. And without the diffuser in front, the light gets very harsh, and then you get a very harsh bounce off the green screen, which in turn makes it much more difficult to key out. And as you can see, you have to be very careful about where to place the lighting. This one's usually off actually when I film. And what's funny is this is because it's an attic. It's slanted, the roof, of course. Behind here is actually a window, and this actually works. I can open this completely, and I can connect an air conditioner down here for in the summertime when it gets super hot. There's a window back there I can open, and then it's all pieced together back there in the corner. And here I have some stuff from my last couple projects I was doing. There's my Hello Kitty guitar that I made myself from my Marshmallow Cocoa project. And over here is my fake bed that's just a couple cushions and some green screen that I was using for my Fuck AI video where I'm in the robot prison. This is also interesting. Here I have two screens because I film and I act and I control everything by myself. So up here, I usually use this screen here for screen prompting myself. So if I'm doing a lot of lyrics, then I can also like read the lyrics while I'm performing at the same time. And basically vice versa down here, it's the same thing, same principle too. So if I'm filming with that camera over there, then I have a more natural, like I can either look up or I can look down, so it doesn't look like I'm just constantly reading it off one screen, but that my eyes kind of naturally move around the room, and at the same time I can orient myself as to what verse I'm on, what the chorus is, what the lyrics are. And these are all hooked up to the screens over there, and I can show you a little bit the rest of the room. Here I got a mixer and a PA system. I own a shit ton of guitars and instruments. This is a baritone guitar that I've been using recently, some old Japanese bass, box full of strings, an old bass lute, some weird and exotic instruments, and I have an Indian sitar over there. My main microphone, which is a Rode Tube NT2 or something like that, and this is a Michael Jolie a nice clear microphone. And then here's of course my audio setup. I use Rode kits for mixing, not particularly because I like them, but because they're affordable, and underneath are actually some really crappy speakers that I use to test my mixers on, because nowadays everyone listens to stuff on their phones, so you know, phones are mono crappy speakers. This is of course my MIDI interface. I record with Logic and with Camo Studio, and of course with Final Cut Pro. I have probably 8 or 10 terabytes of disk space over there. and I record everything onto a Mac Studio. Here's an old sampler. Here is some amps that I use, some DIY pedals, and some tube amp, a microphone. Then I also kind of dabble in playing the larger of the bow instruments, and I got this one really cheaply from Gear for Music for like 80 bucks or something like that. And this one's actually, I have it since over 20 years because I just love playing the contrabass. And yeah, before I go, over here I have also a much bigger amp, and over there are also the power units for my tube microphones. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And maybe in the next video, if enough people like it, then I'll be showing you guys my instrument collection, which I have scattered all over the house. Goodbye, and I hope you liked my little tour of my crazy attic. I've been recording since many years now. This is probably my 20th year that I've been doing DIY music, recording videos. I've traveled all over Europe before I became a dad, and was playing music all around Europe. And yeah, if anyone out there is also a green screen enthusiast and would like to team up for a project anywhere in the world, if you have a green screen and you're a talented musician and you like performing, hit me up in the comments. All right, peace out. Bye.